Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Grace and today's video is all about what you'll find in my Disney park bag. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different than some of the other What's in My Park Bag videos you might see on YouTube. I know there are countless because this one is going to take into account all the new regulations that are now in place in Walt Disney World post-COVID-19. So now that face coverings are required for the duration of your visit while in the theme parks, obviously we're all taking a whole lot of extra precautions when it comes to washing our hands and just keeping our wellness in check. I'm going to be taking those measures into account while showing you guys what is in my park bag. And if you were not already aware, this video is the first in several that I'm going to be making leading up to the grand reopening of the Disney parks, which is in just a few short weeks. If you want to see my visit to Disney Springs when I visited the Phase 2 reopening, you can check that out on my channel as well. I'll be sure to link that down below. Also, I should note that I have been to the Disney parks well over 100, in fact several hundreds of times, as I have lived here for a few months now. I lived here on the course of my Disney College program where I went to the parks daily, and my family has been coming here at least once a year for all 23 years that I have been alive. So that means I've got this whole park bag thing almost down to a science. So let's get in to see what I keep in my Disney park bag. It's really important that you have a park bag that is both durable and is small enough so it's not going to be super bulky. A lot of times you do have to put your bag at your feet when you're on different attractions, and that is why I love the Loungefly bags. They're so cute, sturdy, and they're the perfect size. So this is my newest one and I'm really excited about it because it's cloth. It's got a lot of space on the inside. It's really durable, and I think it's going to be perfect for when the parks reopen. Of course, there's going to be so many different rules we have to take into account. I love having a bag that I can also put any of my shopping bags in, like if I go get to the retail store or if I get merchandise, it can fit right down in there. It's got awesome pockets, and this is a great choice. I don't know if they're selling this online. I will try and find a similar bag or a link to some other Loungeflies that I really like. I'll keep those in the comments. So the first thing you're going to find in one of my Disney park bags always is a portable charger. Now I have the fuel rod, and I love fuel rods because not only can you charge them at home, but you can exchange these in the parks for a free already charged up rod, which is pretty stinking awesome. You go to one of the fuel rod stations, which are located in all 4 parks, and you simply put your dead one in and you get a brand new fully charged one in return. It's awesome. That way, if your phone dies multiple times, you're not out of luck, especially given the fact that so much of Disney is already mobile on the My Disney Experience app. Now, since they're going to be utilizing even more mobile ordering and paperless menu, it is going to be even more imperative that your phone stays fully charged at all times. The next thing that I always keep in my Disney park bag is a scrunchie or a hair tie of sorts. Of course, we know it gets so hot in the Disney parks. After all, it is for Florida, and oftentimes I'm looking for a way to just get my hair up and out of my face, off my neck, trying to cool down, and so I reach for this at least once every trip. If you don't already keep something to pull your hair back in your bags already, I highly recommend doing so. The next thing I always keep with me is, of course, some sunscreen. I do tend to burn easily, and the last thing you want is a farmer's tan after a day at the parks, so always keep some sunscreen with you, especially if you're going to be there for a full day. That's like 9 to 10 hours in the direct sun, and the Florida sun can be brutal, trust me on that one. So make sure you pack sunscreen in your park bag. On the topic of the Florida sun, your lips actually end up taking a beating when you're in the theme parks all day, and so I always keep some Burt's Bees on me. Another rule of thumb, if you are reaching for chapstick because your lips are chapped, it's usually because you need water. Which brings me to another point. So I recently posted a TikTok about this on my TikTok channel, of course. Little plug, be sure to follow me down there. And a lot of people in the comments were like, why don't you bring a water bottle? And that's because I have a Disney hack for you. I don't take water bottles with me to the theme parks because they can really weigh down my backpack. And when you're walking around all day, the last thing you want is a sore back, especially if you're on vacation. Most of the Starbucks locations will give you a free venti ice water, and all you have to do is go up and ask. So when I enter the park, I usually stop by one of the Starbucks locations, which in all of the parks except for Animal Kingdom, the Starbucks is really close to the front of the park, and I get a venti ice water and I drink all of it. And I usually do so about halfway through the day and then again towards the end of the day, and that's how I ensure I'm drinking enough water without having to lug a big water bottle around with me. Little park hack that I've learned after going way too many times. This is something a lot of people didn't understand why I packed, and it's understandably so. I always keep body spray with me because you're gonna sweat a whole lot. You're walking sometimes up to 6-7 miles a day when you're at Disney, especially if you're in Magic Kingdom and you're doing a whole lot of jumping around the park. This stuff will save your life. 2 spritzes of it and no one will smell you. Trust me. Now, even though you're gonna be standing 6 feet apart from your neighbors, you still don't want to stink. That's just embarrassing. So having a small little spray bottle in your bag can save your life. It's done mine on multiple occasions. Of course, we are in the sunshine state. You are going to want to make sure you have sunglasses on you because the sun can be so bright, and even when it's cloudy here sometimes, I swear it's still bright. So make sure you pack sunglasses, and if you don't, they will have them for sale at multiple locations, but you don't want to pay those prices, so bring your own. Now, these are 2 items I really wasn't sure I would ever be talking about as a what's in my park bag. This one I did already keep in my park bag, but a lot of people didn't, and that's hand sanitizer, because sometimes it can be difficult to get to a bathroom, especially if you're about to eat a snack, and I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I like to have this on hand. And now that COVID-19 is a thing that we're still having to worry about and think about when we're in the theme parks, you might not necessarily have access to a place to wash your hands, and although I highly recommend you wash your hands before you do anything, it would be really nice to have one of these when getting on and off attractions. And you know, if you're touching things, which I know you're going to be, just grab one of these. They're so cheap. I got mine from Bath & Body Works. It goes right in my bag. Hardly notice it's in there. It's so small. It's perfect. The other thing is a mask. I am going to start keeping an extra mask in my park bag, and although I will be wearing some of my homemade masks when I go into the theme parks, I want to keep one of these just in case something happens to my other one, like it falls off and it touches the ground or it blows away. I've been visiting the Universal theme park, but when I rode the Hulk the other day, my mask nearly flew off. Like, I got halfway down the attraction and my mask had come to my neck. I don't want to have to worry about the fact that if my mask blows away, I'm out of luck for the rest of my visit. So I'm going to keep an extra mask in my bag for that purpose, and I highly recommend that you do the same. I will talk more about my experience wearing a mask at a theme park in a later video. It's not quite as bad as you would think, but it does get hot in there. I also keep my vlog camera in my park bag. Now, I know you guys haven't gotten to see a ton of park vlogs on here yet, but don't worry, they are coming and I'm really, really excited about it. So I keep my vlog camera, and it's also one that I use to take a lot of my Instagram pictures. So if you aren't following my Instagram, don't forget to do that as well. I've been posting so many fun Magic at Home shots, as well as my time exploring Disney Springs and my time exploring Universal as well, so you don't want to miss any of that awesome stuff. And I will be posting opening day stuff over there before it makes it to YouTube, so if you want to be the first to see that content, be sure you're following me there. But this camera is awesome. It's super lightweight. I can throw it in my bag, and again, I don't like to keep a lot of bulky things in there just because I am walking around a lot and I don't want it to weigh me down. But this camera is awesome and it's always with me. One of the last things is I don't want to keep a big wallet with me, and especially if you're on vacation, you don't want to keep a big wallet with you either. So I keep a small card holder with me. It's literally small enough to hold a few bills, some change, and it keeps my annual pass in there. That way, if something happens and my Magic Band falls off, you want to make sure you have your park pass with you just in case the worst happens. So I always keep my annual pass on me just in case my Magic Band gets lost, my Magic Band isn't working. I always have a secondary way to make sure that I get my discounts and that I get my fast passes and all that good stuff. The second to last thing that you will find in my Disney park bag is a festival guide for whatever Epcot festival is going on at the time. This was mine from the Flower and Garden Festival, and I always keep this on me because I like to park hop, and if I start off at Studios, I might pop over to Epcot or Magic Kingdom, vice versa, anything like that. So I always want to make sure that I have access to this so I can check off fun things that I try, and I also circle things that I'm looking forward to try. So when I go to the festival, I'm not like, I don't know. I already know, I've got my festival guide with me. And the last thing that you will find in my Disney park bag, if they're not already on, are my mouse ears. And I love my mouse ears so much. Y'all know I wore them in a ton of photos. I'm a huge mouse ears girl, but sometimes they do hurt your head and sometimes you're kind of over them. For those days and for those times, I toss them in my park bag, and lucky for me, my bag is big enough to hold all of that and more. Well, friends, that is what you will find in my Disney park bag post-COVID-19. I hope that this video has been helpful for you as you begin to plan your upcoming Disney vacations, or if you're a local and you're getting ready to return to the theme parks. It's going to be a special time, friends, as we all come together to experience the magic once more, and I can't wait. If you're not already following me on my social channels, be sure to do so. I am the Sunny SG on Instagram and TikTok. You want to be sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my upcoming returning to the parks information. And be sure to stay tuned. The next video that you guys will see is me actually making my park reservations. So talking about the new park reservation system, as that is what will be required to enter the theme park in addition to your ticket. And I'm going to be starting to plan my outfits for my first trips back to the park. So if you're here for Disney style, don't worry, that's coming back really soon. I hope that everyone has a sunshiny day, and I will see you guys in the parks.